There is a mutual admiration. Kevin has a lot of drive and ambition. You know, his mouth is like the Energizer Bunny, but that's okay. I just kind of look by that.
This is gonna be something cool. You know what it is, man? Will, first of all, amazing guy. I can say in the top 2 most amazing people that I've ever had the opportunity to work with.
So, extra cod for you, Kevin?
Well, yeah, if you want me to die, yeah, sure.
Someone is trying to compliment him. A host hears half a sentence and jumps in, and somehow an offer of fish turns into a life-or-death situation. That is pretty much what happens when Kevin Hart sits next to another celebrity. The conversation can start somewhere completely normal, but it is almost never allowed to end there. And the best part is not how fast Kevin talks. It is the second the person beside him realizes they have been dragged into his game. Every conversation feels like walking across a slightly loose floorboard. You know where you're supposed to be going, but you have no idea who is going to slip first. Sometimes the easiest target Kevin has is Kevin himself. Put an old picture in front of him, and there is no attempt to protect the image or give you some polished, nostalgic answer. He gets to himself before anybody else can, turning whatever is already on the screen into ammunition and happily volunteering to take the first hit.
He's doing this. I wish I was this tall, but I'll never get this tall. No, I'm always gonna be shorter than everybody's cat. Yeah.
That same self-deprecation can make a harmless question dangerous. All somebody has to do is mention an age that catches him off guard. And Kevin's polite interviewer face does not survive long enough for the next question.
It's like, what the fuck?
You're 56.
Don Cheadle!
You're 56.
But making fun of himself is only the first layer. When Chelsea asks whether he actually feels as famous as he is, Kevin gets the perfect opening for the humble celebrity answer everyone expects. He takes the opposite route. It is exactly the kind of question that normally produces a beautifully polished career response, and Kevin treats the empty space like permission to inflate his own ego before trying to bring the conversation back down to earth.
I'm a big deal. But thank you. But I will say this, and I will be very honest about it. It doesn't drive me. I'm not the guy that gets up and I'm like, oh, I'm famous as shit. Look at this. Look at this famous shit I'm doing today. That's not who I am.
The further back they go, the more material he finds. A teenage photo could have been a sweet little nostalgia moment. Kevin looks at it like evidence in a case where even the defendant has decided there is no point asking for a lawyer.
Well, as you can see, I was a cool kid, though.
He was cool in high school,
cool
that's
kid.
the thing.
Yeah.
Always cool. You can tell I never had a problem with being cool, you know.
Then sometimes the room writes the joke for him. Jonathan Ross puts Kevin between 2 much bigger men, and nobody even has to ask about his height. The seating arrangement has already done the setup. The guys beside him basically become human measuring sticks, and Kevin makes sure everyone in the studio notices exactly what he noticed.
I like him. I like him. First of all, whose idea was it to put me in between the 2 biggest Who said Kevin can go in the middle? Like, as they talk to each other, I just keep shrinking down.
And once he sees that difference, one joke is never going to be enough. Now he is studying how he is sitting, how effortlessly the guy next to him seems to be sitting, and why every attempt to look comfortable somehow makes Kevin look even less comfortable.
I'm trying to look comfortable. I'm trying to grab my leg like you. I just look stupid. I just don't look cool.
If roasting himself is the warm-up, co-workers are where Kevin starts picking up speed. Conan asks about Will Ferrell, and Kevin begins with a compliment so wholesome that any publicist could relax. They should not. Kevin is very good at starting just politely enough to lower your guard before introducing the detail that makes the compliment feel like bait.
Fun to be around. Cheap as hell, though. One of the oh my God, I don't think Will has spent the penny.
Then the story gets something even better than another insult, a prop. Will's old phone does not require a huge backstage secret. Kevin just needs one strange detail, and suddenly, an ordinary piece of technology becomes the center of an entire character portrait.
He has the first BlackBerry ever made.
Wait, he's still using
the first BlackBerry. I'm not talking about a newer the first one, and it's like taped up. And he's like, they'll never get me. I was like, who?
And he is not finished with the phone simply because it is old. Once Kevin starts describing what the thing looks like in Will's hands, this tiny object becomes an image Conan barely has to help with. It is the kind of roast where the person being roasted does not even need to be in the room for everybody else to feel it.
Crank on
Yeah,
it, right?
it's like his fingers are too big for the buttons. It's like, it's weird. It looks like a dog ate it. He was like, but guess what? They'll never get me.
On Heart to Heart, Kevin gets an even bigger advantage. The celebrity he is teasing is sitting directly across from him. He can begin a sentence like he is carefully searching for the respectful word, make the guest think something diplomatic is coming, then land on the one word they now have to deal with in real time. This is not stand-up where he has minutes to build a story. The other person is staring right at him, so the joke has to survive their immediate reaction.
Some would refer to you as, what's it called, greedy. There it is. Some people would say that.
And if a guest wants to challenge Kevin's version of how something was said, the interview suddenly becomes a courtroom with no judge. Kevin refuses to back down, the guest refuses to let it slide, and now both of them are fighting for ownership of the same story.
Do you want me to tell you how you said it?
I know how I said it, Don.
Do you want me to say it back to you how I think you said it?
Go ahead.
Damn!
Not true.
Fam.
Not true.
Sometimes he does not even need an argument. A guest accidentally leaves one tiny opening. Kevin slips a ridiculous request through it with a completely serious face, and the other person has to ask the only reasonable question available. Did I actually hear that correctly?
I need a white version of what I did to Don Cheadle.
You need a white version?
I need a white version.
Well, Kevin, so as it turns out, I'm also 42.
At the BT Awards, Kevin gets an entire room full of famous people to play with. He invents one very official-sounding rule: everybody is getting called by their real name. Within seconds, everyone understands the game, while the celebrities in the room are left wondering exactly when Kevin and the camera might come looking for them.
Everybody looks good in here tonight, and because of that, I refuse to call you by your nicknames. We go on culture, we go on premium all night. No nicknames, no rap names. I'm calling everybody by their government. It is what it is. If you want it, this is the wrong place to be tonight because I'm saying your full name.
Then the rule starts paying off. Kevin looks into the crowd and actually uses it. A name the public knows instantly is replaced by one they almost never hear. And that tiny gap is enough to turn an introduction into a joke aimed directly at the person sitting there.
Well deserved. Eric Bishop. We got Eric Bishop here tonight, too. Yeah. That is not the Creole Pope from Chicago. That's Jamie Foxx. Eric Bishop.
The danger with a bit like this is that once you establish the rule, you have to keep pushing it. Kevin does. He brings another person into it while maintaining the face of a host simply following proper procedure, even though the whole room knows the procedure stopped being normal a while ago.
Kurt Franklin. We're honoring Kurt Franklin tonight as well. That's right. Kurt Franklin is in the building.
But Kevin does not need a massive awards show to throw someone off. In a one-on-one conversation, a guest can simply say they do not want to hear something, and Kevin will immediately grab that rhythm and make the agreement even more aggressive. Suddenly, it sounds less like an interview and more like two friends getting way too enthusiastic about being on the same side.
I know I did it.
Yeah,
you saw it? Thank you.
I don't want to hear about it.
Nope, don't want to hear about it. Give me a good year. Then I'll look back and be like, okay.
And when a host goes digging through Kevin's past, he has another useful habit. He rarely tries to make the memory look better than it was. Sean Evans asks about his time as a lifeguard, and the story begins innocently enough, right up until Kevin introduces a detail that makes the word lifeguard sound slightly less reassuring.
That's where some of the funniest stuff has ever happened. You know, a little boy almost drowned on my watch because I thought he was playing. And, the other lifeguard from across jumped in to save him, and he was like, Hart, what happened? I was like, I thought he was playing.
That's not a good excuse.
Yeah, my thing is, kids play too much. So you could have been playing like you were drowning just to get me in the water to go, ha, I wasn't drowning. It just so happened at that time he was drowning.
Chelsea gives him a completely different kind of opening when Halle Berry comes up. A normal person could tell the filming story and move on. Kevin somehow turns it into an advertisement for his own lips. The more confidently he sells the argument, the further the interview drifts from where the question started. Chelsea does not need a game or a prop here. One famous name, and Kevin having exactly the wrong amount of confidence are enough to change the whole tone.
You
I
have
don't
no
think she
idea.
would.
I didn't kiss Halle Berry in my movie because I didn't want to mess up Halle Berry's life. Okay, that's what you need to understand. You don't kiss these lips and go back to regular lips. These are some amazing kissing lips. So I said, I'm not gonna do that to you, Halle. I said, I think it's best that we don't cross that line.
Better yet, Kevin eventually circles back and ruins his own position. After building an extremely noble explanation for what he did, he only needs one admission to flip the whole story around and make Chelsea watch him undo his own argument.
I thank her so much, man, and she definitely elevated that portion of the movie to a new level, man. And you know, I think today, like, I regret that I didn't kiss her. I do a little bit because I was like, that was my moment. I should have did it there.
On Jonathan Ross, the chaos comes from something even smaller: food. Kevin says he does not eat seafood, and the reaction in the room is strong enough to stop him in his tracks. For a few seconds, a dietary preference somehow feels like he just offended an entire national tradition.
Why did it get so quiet? So what?
And once the room has collectively decided that not eating fish is a major issue, Kevin uses their disappointment as new material. Instead of trying to make his position more reasonable, he joins the absurdity of the situation and gives everybody else something to play off.
He can't eat the fish. Get him out of London now.
Back with Conan, Will Ferrell is still not safe. After the BlackBerry, Kevin moves on to clothes, which means he now has enough evidence to create an entire fashion philosophy for Will. One simple criticism becomes a label you can picture before you have even seen the outfit.
And the top 2 worst dressers I've ever met in my life. Yeah. Will definitely is a horrible dresser. It's all, you know what it is? Like,
But Kevin rarely finishes a roast while leaving himself completely untouched. After making fun of Will for being cheap and dressing strangely, he turns the imaginary camera back toward himself. The guy spending so much money on clothes that even he can see a financial problem somewhere in the distance.
no, nothing.
Right.
I'm the only dumbass that spends all his money on clothes. I'm gonna be broke. I already know it. Y'all gonna look up, I ain't gonna have no money. Where is it? Right here. This is it.
With Dwayne Johnson, the chemistry works because they both know exactly what game they are playing. Kevin notices one tiny disadvantage in who gets to answer first and immediately turns it into an official complaint. Dwayne does not need any preparation. The interview has already drifted into competition.
That wasn't a shot.
But you waited for me to
Energizer Bunny
finish.
is actually a good thing.
That's why I don't like to go first.
You see that?
What makes the pairing work is that they are not constantly attacking each other. Kevin can lower the temperature, talk sincerely about the respect between them and why they work well together, and make you think the conversation is finally going to stay nice for a minute. That quiet stretch is exactly what gives the next turn room to hit.
First,
I'm just saying, I have a lot of love and a lot of respect for you, and this is why.
Before Kevin lets Dwayne keep a sincere moment for too long, though, it helps to remember that Kevin can destroy a serious atmosphere using his own worst stories. At another table, he brings up a touring experience most celebrities would probably bury forever. Kevin puts his straight on camera.
Oh my God, it almost happened at Staples Center.
I swear to God, I shit on myself.
And once in Germany.
Watch this. Joey, where were we at when I shit on myself?
Which is why the ending belongs back with Dwayne. After all the respect and sincerity, Dwayne only has to agree for 1 second. Kevin sees the opening, adds one line, and the nice moment immediately returns to its natural state. One guy talking and the other guy having to deal with him. That callback also delivers the whole promise of the video. Kevin does not need to win a 5-minute battle. Sometimes he just needs 1 second where another celebrity drops their guard.
It actually, you see it on screen when we get together.
Yeah.
And yeah. It's
And also, I do a lot of the heavy lifting.
Okay.
Kevin Hart does not need an interview to completely fall apart before somebody loses their rhythm. Sometimes a compliment, a chair, a government name, or a piece of fish will do the job. The fun is that Kevin usually jumps into the joke with the person across from him instead of standing outside the moment and firing punchlines at them, which makes their reaction half of the performance. After 30 moments, we are basically back where the cold open started. Nobody knows exactly where the conversation is going next, only that Kevin probably will not let it travel in a straight line. Which exchange was your favorite? Drop it in the comments, hit like and subscribe for more celebrity compilations like this.